You don't necessarily immediately catch this on. This is a medium that does take a lot of practice. Don't give up on something because you didn't get it right away.
Yeah.
If you're not ready to show the world what you're working on until you're happy, you just hold on to it, give it to a family member, or see your own progress. But yeah, just keep at it, and the more hours you have behind the torch is the more you're going to improve. Be patient. Don't just slam things against the wall when they go awry, or dump it in your little can, your crack off can. Like actually view it and see where it went wrong. It could be something as minimal as just like a tiny angle or something that wasn't fully melted in. But if you like take that and smash it, you won't learn.
You don't
from
have
it.
the evidence to investigate.
So
every loss is a learning experience for me now.
Welcome to Robertson Stash. Season 5 is brought to you by WNC CBD. Empowered by Puffco.
Well, what's up, Rocko? How are you, man?
Doing well.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen you in person.
Out in Colorado.
Oh, yeah? Was that the last time when you were out here for the last stint?
Yeah, when I came to pick up my stuff from the storage unit.
Oh, that's right. You had a storage unit up here. Yeah. Very cool. So what you been up to, man? How you been?
Staying busy. I'm doing a lot of classes, workshops.
Are you?
Just competed at Champs.
Okay.
Yeah. And,
we're in the Vegas Masters?
Yeah, the Vegas
Cool.
Masters.
Yeah, that's always a big one.
It was fun.
Yeah. Did you place?
I got 5th place.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Which piece? Remind me. There's I think I complimented your piece. Which one did you make again?
I did a floral piece.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was
with
sick.
a kinetic eye in the center of the
That's
sunflower.
right. And you can move the eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Sick, dude. So you're teaching some workshops too?
Yeah.
What do you have any coming up or?
Next year I have something coming up, and hopefully.
Where have you taught some of these workshops at?
I've done workshops at Pilchuck, Salem Community College. Did a couple workshops at Corning.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So for people that don't know, Rocko is an incredible glass artist, and could you explain your style? Like, what would you say your aesthetic, your glass style is?
It kind of bounces all over the place recently. Yeah, I feel that I still like doing a lot of like the lowbrow kind of art, but I feel that a lot of the pieces that I bring forward now are, I find making pieces that don't look like a pipe and have their own aesthetic is kind of what I'm driven at. Right?
Okay, so kind of like the low key undercover pipes where
where it's
hidden.
more of a sculptural piece that has its own language, and then the pipe aspect comes as the final.
And so what are your specialties in glass?
I work Marini and Franchini style, and I do cut and flip, which is stringer drawing on glass.
Yeah, you're incredible at that, color blending with that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I do a lot of sculpting.
Sculpting too, yeah. And you kind of have a devil kind of, you do a lot of devils, and you do a lot of rat. What's the character's name? Ratfink, yeah.
Ed Roth inspired work.
Yeah, with the little rod guys, the rat rods, yeah. So what have been some of your latest creations you've made? I saw you were working with Paul Stanker. Did you guys collab on anything?
Right now we are working on a sculptural piece that's not encased in paperweight form. It's going to be something that's got a sugar skull.
With all of his root stuff?
We're still talking about putting some root people in there, but definitely some botanical stuff that's going to be decorated around it. And,
wow.
Yeah. Some surface drawing on a skull that I sculpted out. It's been an ongoing project that we're chipping away on.
Yeah, how big is this piece?
It's gonna have its own display stand, and we're planning to have like a piece of glass that's kind of a dome that sits. So it's gonna be
a bell jar. Yeah,
it's fairly big.
Cool, beautiful. You're one of the best artists that does do the flips, I think, in the game. Pretty, with your style and your blending, and you can really like just draw. Have you always been into drawing your whole life?
Yeah, originally I wanted to be a cartoonist. Remember we used to talk about how
Oh,
you
that's
wanted to be a
right. Yeah,
cartoonist
that's
also,
why I
and-
went to school.
Yeah, and from there, just continued drawing. It kind of led me into the glass, and once I found stringer drawing, it was kind of a way for me to go back into actually practicing drawing. Yeah, because the glass takes up all my energy. That once I'm done, I kind of don't feel like drawing. Once I'm off the torch,
Yeah.
in my spare time. It
Oh,
was
yeah,
just,
drawing in your sketchbook. Yeah.
yeah.
So when did you get bit by the glass bug? What was your first experience?
It was in 2003. There was a guy, Michael Crouch. I had a friend of mine that worked at Dementia Gallery out in Woodland Hills, and they hired out in-house glassblower that did production for them. And from there, my friend started blowing glass. And it just trickled on from him to my brother, another one of my friends from high school.
Oh, really?
And it was one of those things where I kind of hung out at the studio since my brother was fully involved and a lot of my friends. So I would hang around in the studio, and at that time I was really drawing and doing paintings. Let me hang out in the studio and spray paint the walls and do whatever I wanted in there. And he kind of kept pushing the glass thing on me. And for about 2.5 years, I was really not interested in it until I found Marini, and this guy that went by Little Chris showed me a few of the Marini that he had in his collection, and I was just blown away by how these little images were sitting inside these little canes, and
So
I was just
detailed.
like, how does this even happen? So when I took the apprenticeship, I asked for a class in Marini, and that ended up being my first class at the Eugene Glass School.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
In 2003, or was that a couple of years after?
That came around 2006 or
Okay.
so. Yeah.
Nice.
I took a Jesse Taj class at the Eugene Glass School.
Sweet. And then you learned all the secrets and
It was-
went to it.
It was one of those things where you learn it, and then when you build your first few, I think it's really hard to size out. At least at that time, I didn't really know how to keep things kind of tight. So some of the first ones were humongous, and we did a few images, and it was placed on a lot of the production work that we were doing at the time, but it wasn't one of those things that we can keep going. There wasn't really a market for the Marini at that time.
Yeah.
So once I did a few, I kind of cut off until I think it was maybe about 2012 or so when the Maca group on Facebook came about. And the same guy, as it all turns around, I was at Woodland Hills, and Mike Cook told me about the Marini market and how there was a whole collector base. The ends were the most expensive pieces of the whole thing. And
When did you hear about Lawrence Stump?
I found out about Lawrence Stump probably around that same time, to be honest.
Yeah, you got tapped into the Marini world.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So what were you doing with these millies? Were you selling them like by the gram, or do you put them into things? Were you putting them
Well,
in?
the group was almost like a buy, trade, and collect kind of thing.
Okay.
It's really kind of slowed down based off the way Facebook works now. But when I first found it, it was just a market pretty much. And there was so many collectors, it's all ages. So the imagery was very cartoony, but the more you produced, as it was almost like a boom. It was
it's
a
the
whole
milli
market.
boom.
Yeah, and it was every image I pulled out, I was actually able to sell out, and I wasn't keeping any of it, which sometimes I feel like I should have
kept the.
now I run into people and I'm like, oh, you have some of that? Can I buy some of that from you? I'm buying my own images back from people.
That's crazy.
Some of the collectors are like, no, it belongs to you. You can have it free. And
Yeah,
I'm just like,
that's
I'll
sweet.
treasure it forever.
Nice. Did you not save like the knuckles, or did you? Some people save the ends, right, and polish them down. They'll sell.
You can, but
Like
yeah,
the last-
they become like a kind of another product that sells.
Yeah. So you polish
So
those
there's
off.
kind of there's the collector-based market, and then there's the kind of artist market. So everything that gets pulled down a cane, a lot of the artists buy, and then they'll use it in their work. And then if you leave your pools kind of thick, anything the size of a diamond up is considered a coin.
Okay.
And that goes into just collector bases.
People polish them up.
Yeah, you polish them off, and then you put them in these little coin cases they sell. And then the knuckle ends end up being like the most collected ones. The real hardcore collectors get those.
Why? Because there's only
There's
two.
only two out of the whole pool. Everything else is duplicate.
I see.
So,
kind of looks cool when it's all like imploded in the end a little bit too.
I've kept a few.
Yeah,
I've kept a few.
What have been some of your favorite pulls over the years?
I'd say the Ratfink one was one of my favorite pulls, and I did a devil image. I held on to the knuckle until recently.
And that's one of your favorites?
Until recently I went out in the market and found a home.
Nice.
Yeah. Sweet.
That's cool, man. So yeah, that kind of piqued your passion in glass, the millies.
Oh yeah. To be able to kind of create an image in that form, it takes a lot of work. It's labor intensive, but the reward is just so
it's like you don't know what you're making until it's all pulled down. You snip that first end and you can see it.
I have this ritual where when I pull them down, that first snip in the center, I'll carry in my pocket until the next one is actually pulled.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's your ritual every time you do that?
Yeah.
Oh, really? I love that.
It's been a while since I've done one, so I don't.
Are you going to remember to do that?
Every time.
Yeah. Why do you do that?
It's almost like when you open the kiln and you get to see it. It's like it's
just there with you. That vibe
that
is
very
like
first visual of what you did.
Yeah.
It's like that prime cut.
Damn. So you just take like a little piece of it?
Yeah.
Just put it in your pocket.
Keep it in my pocket. A little nip, a little chip.
Do you have any other rituals or that you do like that?
I'd say that if I could actually just if it's a ritual, just you kind of fall in love with the piece even after it's been done. Like seeing something like this that I haven't seen in years.
Yeah.
I
love this piece. I had to have this one. This was from the Bad Boys show in Miami.
Hey.
Yep. I like it.
But yeah, once you see things again, it's almost like you see certain details that you didn't see at the moment. It's almost, I feel, one of the things that collectors are really drawn into, that you can kind of go into its own little world, and every time you see it, there's something new that you're kind of pulled into.
Totally. Do you ever stack any of your millies? Have you done any like chip stacks with them?
I've done a few stacks, but it was all imagery. I haven't done any abstract patterns or anything.
Oh, imagery?
Like that.
You stacked imagery?
Yeah,
okay.
We did. So at one point, I was doing a bunch of Star Wars imagery. And there was another artist, Josh McDaniels, that was doing it. And I traveled down to a DFO, I think it was 2014. And we took a bunch of his images and a bunch of mine, and we did like a small pool that was only coins. There was no cane of that. And that went to just like the hardcore Star Wars collectors.
Yeah, that's sweet. Did you, are you ever worried about like making someone's image and then like Star Wars coming after you?
I will say that now I'm really pushing away from that just because of that feeling. And it also makes me feel like I'm not being really creative. I'm almost just a copy machine at that point.
Yeah.
So to be able to make images that are more original, it actually makes, it's more rewarding, and you don't have that stress of like, are they ever going to come after me? I've never had that experience. Then
you can kind of like build and create your own characters or themes and original, and then, grow that.
And that, like, towards the last push of the millies, as they've slowed down, I have definitely taken a lot of commissions for like resin companies, artists that ask me for signature canes and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
So I know that that's going to
resin companies.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I did one for
like rosin.
Yeah.
Oh, rosin, smoking rosin.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they'll get them, and then they'll push out like little pearls and little toppers, and it goes inside their little jar containers, and they do little special drops, and from there, it's just another push where they can actually promote their work through.
Nice. I should do that for WNC. Make some millies for them.
Yeah, I feel it creates jobs. As I make the
they would have
image,
a cool one.
They can always find an artist to make the pearls themselves.
This episode is brought to you by WNC CBD. a family-owned company based out of Asheville, North Carolina, committed to quality, transparency, and community. All of their products are third-party lab tested to ensure purity and consistency, so you know exactly what you're getting. No shortcuts, no surprises. They're proudly partnered with the Last Prisoner Project, supporting criminal justice reform and helping release people incarcerated for non-violent cannabis offenses. WNC CBD also gives back through their Carolina Comeback, with 100% of proceeds going towards helping North Carolina rebuild from Hurricane Helene. They have discounts for veterans and over 18,000 five-star reviews. It's clear their customers feel the love too. If you're looking for quality and a mission that matters, go to WNC-CBD.com and put in code STASH25 for 25% off of your order.
So what do you find the most addicting about glass?
That's a hard question. Can you be more specific?
Well, you know, what do you find the most satisfying? Like with techniques, like what do you enjoy to do the most with glass? Like for instance, I don't like to cold work at all. So that's on the bottom of that list.
Well,
But
I kind of feel that is something that I have a problem with. I
Cold
enjoy
working?
it so much that I just
Do you?
bounce around all over the place. That's why I enjoy doing the cut and flips, the sculpting, the Marini.
oh, because you got to polish those before you sleeve
Yeah,
them?
But I will say that cold work is something that I just do not enjoy doing.
No.
But right now, I'd say teaching is something that I get the most reward out of.
Yeah.
It's a special kind of reward where you give someone the skill. They take it and they do something completely new that your mind hasn't even thought of.
Yeah.
So when you do a workshop, you're not necessarily teaching them what you do specifically, but you teach them techniques that they can go and just
How to express
kind
their
of
own
grow.
ideas. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love that too. They
Yeah.
use like the techniques and they just run with it.
And then when I sit there and I follow their paths and I see them just growing, it's just one
Yeah.
of those things where I'm
It
like,
is gratifying.
oh, that's like one of the biggest gratitudes. Yeah.
Totally. I agree with you on that one. So what do you think is the hardest part about what you do? Like what's the hard, like for these flips? What do you think is the most challenging part of glass blowing that you do?
I feel that everything
Like the
in
plumbing?
glass is, I'd say the plumbing is definitely
Plumbing
one
is
of the
always
hardest
a little bit
things.
dicey.
But I feel that it all has its limits. When you're doing anything with glass, I feel that you're already pushing it to a stressful point, to the point that if you're pushing your own limits at times, you're going to have things go awry. And that I feel that is probably one of the hardest things. One of the hardest lessons is when you put something where you have your whole heart and soul into it, and then you open up the kiln, whether it's the color usage or just that extra push that you gave it, and not having that reward. But the lesson comes along.
Oh
with
yeah,
it. So,
the lesson that
it's-
comes with age too, or like hours on the torch, because I take them as serious lessons now. Like, and the rage is gone, and it's more like, what did I do? And especially on the last one, I handled it so good. 7-day piece, and then right when I'm finishing, it explodes into 1,000,000 pieces.
I will say that, like, as I'm putting so much stress into some work and they do break, one of the hardest things has been like learning how to also come back from it. You can, in the middle of something, if it breaks, as long as it's in the region of what you're working and you can pull back,
you can pull a miracle.
You can always
don't
do
give
some
up.
inside surgery,
And that's when you
make
learn the
sure-
most, I think, too. You're like, oh, this is working. Like, look at, I got this going. It's working.
yeah.
You know,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
like, you just, because you're at the point where it's like, this is the last chance for this. So you
learning that approach goes
Yeah.
a long way too. Because if you sit there and you have that panic moment,
Totally.
then it will just continue on and they'll fall apart. But yeah, I mean, feel that the hardest part about glass would be like it comes with lessons in very humble ways.
Totally.
You
Yeah.
can-
As soon as
you're
you
never
start
an
getting
all-star.
cocky with it,
Yeah.
it sets you back.
Yeah.
Teaches you a lesson 20 years in. Yeah. So could you walk us through the process? Because for some people that might not know what a flip is, like, could you explain how you do that?
So I'll set myself up with a blank. I like working on 38, but you can vary sizes depending on the application you're going for. Then I'll pull my stringers, which are the colors that I'm using, and depending on what image I'm going for, I'll either whip up some colors, I'll take a drill, I'll mix them up, I will do my
Custom
recipe
colors.
mixes,
Cool.
and then from there, I'll have everything pulled down so that I don't have to sit there and pull stringers while I'm doing the drawing, and I can just push through.
Yeah.
Once I kind of have all my setup ready, I'll look for the focal center part of the image. I tend to draw from the center out. And I also do fill in as I do my drawing. So I don't do the full outline and then fill in. I'll kind of do it in a very painterly way where I'll start from the center of my image, and as I do the line outline, I'll grab the color and I'll start actually filling in and keep that. And I find I have more success that way based off of the amount of heat I can keep on the surface.
Okay, so you work its way out like that,
Yeah,
but you always start with a black line,
Yeah.
and you like kind of draw it on, and then
Yeah.
fill it in with whatever color it's
Yeah,
going
and I
down.
do them all freehand. I don't do any scribing on the glass with anything. I don't set a pattern beforehand. But yeah, I find that if you just do the black outline, and people are really good at it, this is
Could stress
something-
it.
Yeah, any corner that you have that meets are actual stress points.
You got to
and
keep
that's
flashing
where-
that
yeah,
real
and that's
hot
where
the
you'll
whole
have
time.
most-
But you can too. That's how some people do it, right?
Yeah, I still keep it hot. I've like
You still keep
work
it hot, but
and
you
as I'm
just work
working
it out.
like
It's like a
flat-
Millie style. You start in the middle and you work your way out.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
know, on the
And
flip.
it's one of those things that like the more experience you're working it, the more you keep in mind. Like I count my steps and then I keep the hot flash. I'll go and I'll do a few more steps and I'll just keep it as a count, and eventually I'll build out, and I'll also try to keep it within a certain sizing where I have space in between the bottom and the top. That way I have some room to cut open and do everything I need to do.
So, okay, so after you get the image on there with all the color's on the surface of the glass. So then what do you do?
So once it's on the surface of the glass,
Yeah.
I'll be working on a closed tube.
Uh-huh.
I'll pop the tube open it like the lip of the glass. I'll go
Yeah.
to the center point of where the image is, and then I'll heat up a line directly across and start using my shears.
Okay.
Split it open, and as I'm splitting them open, I'm kind of spreading the walls so I can get all the way through. Once I get to the very bottom, I'll take a rod and wipe off where my shears are. It's kind of...
Then you have like a sheet, right?
Yeah, it'll end up kind of like a tile.
A tile. Yeah.
Again, this is just the way I do it. You can also kind of work the tile on the tube, but I'll actually remove the tile, and I usually tend to take like a little money shot. It's the one time I ever see the image flat also.
Oh, yeah.
So that's usually when I take a picture.
Yeah. You get that angle of the full image, you
Yeah.
know, it's not wrapped around a tube.
And then I'll go and I'll slowly start working from one end and bring it around. Just wrap it. It'll literally
Okay,
convert
so
back into
that's
a tube.
that's the flip part.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll have a handle already pre-prepped in the kiln. It's
Uh-huh.
the same size of the tube that I started off with. It's like a little cup on a handle.
Yeah.
And then I'll go and I'll introduce my already cut flip tube, which is now just a cylinder open.
Is
on
the
both
seam
ends.
all worked in?
Yeah, by then I'll work the seam fully, and also I'll take my hand torch, and while I have
But there's no air?
yeah, no
Okay.
air, so no axis, and I'll
Yeah, so you're
work
just
it from the
working.
inside and get that nice and smooth. But once I actually put it onto that pre-prepped handle,
Yeah.
I'll go and I'll coil build a little bit of clear over it. You can marble it sealed, but I feel that if I just
use
add a
it,
little bit
yeah.
more,
You're not
clear,
wasting anything.
not wasting
Yeah.
anything, then I have the pressure behind it, and I can again fully melt it in, blow
So
it out. And
you
make
train
sure
it a
it's
bit,
done.
yeah. You blow it out, work it, and then you
once I have that fully flipped and nice and smooth and everything's happy, depending on where I'm going with it, then I'll go and I'll have a pre-prepped tube of color, or I can add patterns to that. Or if I really want to go all out, I can have a second flip where it can be a flip over a flip on the image. So from there, you can go any direction that you want. And once you
Yeah.
have the blank, it's the same thing. You can make it a cup, you can make it a piece, you can just make it a decorative piece.
So would you sleeve the colored tubing in the inside and sleeve the milli over it?
Yeah,
Or
I'll go and I'll
stuff it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be pretty much no. I'll go and I'll just sleeve over my color prep, and I don't use any
Yeah.
like vacuums on it.
No.
Because the clear will move at a different viscosity than the color. So I do like a slow meltdown with a marver and make sure
Slowly
that it actually
inch it
touches.
down.
Yeah, and I'll make sure that the first time I go and I do my marver, the first thing that touches is my image, so I know that tags
Okay. Yeah.
every single
You
time
want to
I
clean
go.
that.
Yeah, and keep moving it nice all the way, nice and slowly.
Okay, that's a good tip. Start
Once
with
I
the
have
milli,
it,
like,
yeah.
or the imagery. Yeah.
Yeah.
On the flip. That's cool. Wow. So, with that being said, like, what do you think, if anyone's out there trying to practice doing flips, like, what do you think the 3 biggest tips for beginners to get them clean would be?
I would say make sure you have your colors kind of planned out, have your image planned out, and
Yeah.
make sure you have your sizing on your tube also fully planned out. That way you don't end up with something where you're going to kind of distort your image while doing your cuts or anything like that. But, again,
Got to have the space for that.
I
yeah.
tend to do mine freehand, but there's other ways if you need to slip a piece of paper inside and use a diamond tip pen to scratch the surface, so then you have something you're just going to trace. It's not something where you have to know how to draw. It's something where it's like it just takes kind of trial and error. Don't be discouraged by
What size stringers are you pulling them down to use?
They're definitely whisker size at this point.
Whisker size.
Yeah, I would
Holy
say that
moly.
they're
Okay.
whisker size.
That's how detailed you're getting.
Yeah.
And then what kind of flame are you using with that?
I'm using my Carlisle. It's a 5, and I'm using a very small kind of pinpoint flame. And I'm not really working in the actual flame, but I'm working in kind of a brush off of the flame where you can't really see the actual flame anymore, but you see the color get.
Wow. So are you wearing
glow on the
glasses?
tube. Yeah.
You wearing didymiums?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But once you see that glow, you know that the glass is hot, and as long as you keep
So
your tube
hard.
hot,
Yeah. And then you
definitely stick on
keep
there.
everything in that sweet spot, right?
yeah.
Okay. Because
And,
I'm always breaking stringers and or getting it too hot. I don't know. I struggle with that. So
It's one of those things you have to be very finesse on your movements, and you're laying your color down. You're not really like forcing it or drawing with it. You kind of just lay it on there. And I tend to do all my drawing with my left hand. So all my motions where I'm wrapping onto the tube.
You draw with
are
your
my
left?
actual, and then this one's just a placement. So this
oh,
one's where
that's
all
a
my
hot
actual-
tip right there.
this
So
is where all my,
your
like-
dominant hand,
And
the
I'm-
tube is in it, and then you're kind of drawing with this.
Yeah, I'm right-handed.
That
But this is what's
actually-
placing everything. But this is what's getting the stringer on to where I
totally,
because
because then the material you're putting on is always in the sweet spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're sitting
Did
there
you
and
show?
just-
Did you teach that to Vincent Gordon when you taught him how to do it?
I could have been a
Or
little bit.
You were to
back, but
show him that
no,
tech.
it's one of those things that the more you do, the more you kind of like
all right.
adjust to it. But
Well, if Vince can do
I will
it,
say that Vincent was, as
He
he's
picked
an
it up.
artist, he picked it up really
Yeah.
quick, and it was one of those things where again, it's really gratifying to see someone that wants that actually pull it and continue on until.
yeah, if you can draw and you can understand that tech, and prep all your material, you could get it one day.
Yeah.
No
I
matter-
believe in everyone.
I believe everyone could get it if they tried. Cool, man. Well, let's see here. So a lot of your drawings what inspires them? Like,
At this point, visually, I've been doing a lot of seraphim style pieces.
Seraphim, what's that?
Seraphim, it's the what is the there's a kind of way to put it. It's the
god of
the
death?
accurate depiction of an angel, a biblical angel.
Okay.
And,
Is that like an eye?
Yeah, they didn't look like
Oh.
humans. They were actually
No, they
kinda
look like
creepy.
UFOs actually.
Yeah, they had like 6 wings. There's like floating eyes and there's
Yeah.
depictions of them where they have eyes all over the wings, and
Oh,
so,
wow.
yeah, they're actually really trippy, kind of.
That's
visually.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah,
They
and
go way
then-
back.
And I've really kind of culturally, I found that there's a lot of kind of interest in the death in culture. So lately I've tapped into a lot of like the memento mori style imagery, where I'll have like a lot of skulls and stuff where there's more kind of meaning to the drawings than just, again, doing a cartoon character or anything like
Yeah.
that.
A little more
But-
serious.
Yeah. It's just something that I, at the end of the day, kind of feel that I do for my own gratitude than, again, doing a cartoon character that I know is going to be like an immediate sell. I prefer putting something that I think visually is.
Well, you're an
more
artist. That's,
satisfying.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah, so
coming up.
it'll find its home, and I feel that anything I make is going to find the right person. It's not something where I'm just like, oh, let me make a quick sell at this point.
Yep. Drunken Matt was the right person that night when I bought this thing.
That was deeply appreciated.
Oh, no. I'm so happy to have it. I'm so happy to have it. So if you weren't doing that glass, I guess you would be drawing something, right? Or probably some other medium. What do you think you'd be doing?
That's a hard question.
If glass
there,
wasn't an
too.
option.
I probably would have kept trying to paint.
Paint? You think your life would have...
What kind of took me a different direction was the fact that everything went digital. I wanted to be a cartoonist.
I was right. You know,
It's just
2003 is when I went to animation school.
Yeah.
And then I switched to glassblowing. But yeah, I was thinking classical animation, and I was turned off by like digital animation. I was like, nah, I don't want all that computer. But now it's like, what are you gonna
I
do?
still need help with my phone and stuff like that to this day.
Still,
I'm
damn.
just one of those people that are just not really technically,
Yeah.
technologically inclined. Just
Have you
not-
messed with any AI? I guess not, eh? You haven't. AI might change your life.
I
Get you.
mean, I feel that there's definitely purpose for AI,
Mm-hmm.
but to just pump out meaningless information, it's kind of the same thing. But like, if you want to use it for references,
Yeah, or
anything like
organizing
that,
your tasks or your
Yeah.
things you want to do that day and putting it like anything. It's helpful for organizing, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the information, you can't trust it because I've asked it things and it totally lies. Like it just totally lies, dude. It's like facts and it just lies.
I see people that are really attached to them. It almost becomes like their everyday.
Oh, there's this new psychosis happening where people just like are so, it's like their little buddy in their hand and like, what do you think? And then they kind of like get in their head and they,
I've avoided downloading it.
oh, really? Yeah. Well, don't snooze, dude, because it's all coming everywhere. Like there's a race to the top right now.
I already feel like that. I just did a workshop where I was like, oh yeah, my phone just rebooted it and I don't know how to like prolong my video for my reference. And I
Damn.
had to have one of the students at the class actually go on my phone and they're like, oh, there you go. Now you got half
Hacked.
an hour.
Student hacked your phone. No. Yeah, you got to watch out for that because you know how people will try and scam you and they send you a link and you don't want to click on any of that. So heads up.
Oh, yeah.
You might be susceptible to clicking. What? My phone? Oh, the traffic bill? Oh, I better pay that right away. Oh,
no,
shit.
I actually got a couple of those.
You got the
Yeah,
you got
I
the
traffic
easy
one.
pass.
Yeah, I was
I
like,
did too.
what?
So we're all hacked. Fuck. Okay. Yeah. What's your best scar story, dude? You got any studio scar stories?
Oh, it's actually a good lesson, I would say. My first really bad cut ended up being now covered by Vincent Price here, but I have a gash that goes from here to here.
Oh no.
Where
Covered with a tattoo.
yeah, I was working a spoon and I had just finished it. Mind you, I'm fairly new at that point, so I'd say my seals for my handle weren't the greatest. But I was sitting there and I was trying to straighten it out on my claw grabber and had too much pressure and my handle snapped. And when it snapped, I did this kind of movement. And I was just like, kind of like, oh, well, that wasn't bad. And then all of a sudden it started squirting. And yeah, it's if the glass isn't moving, do not force it. If it's not glowing,
Yeah, never force
never
glass.
force the glass. It's not one of those good things.
That was a hot tip from Banjo to me, and it made sense because I would force it and I would like just try and get it, but it's like you got to make sure it's moving. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
nice and happy. You'll be happy.
Damn. So did you need stitches?
I ended up getting stitches, but it took a while because it's just such a bad spot that I had to answer 50 times to 50 different people on how the actual injury happened because they thought it was a suicidal attempt.
Oh my God.
And, yeah, I got frustrated to the point where I was like, are you guys going to stitch me up or what? But yeah, it was one of those moments.
Oh, what a bad spot. That's like,
they're like,
when was this?
This guy's following the road.
This is like right around when
this was
Romeo and Juliet was popping.
Was probably like 2 years fresh into blowing glass.
Okay.
Yeah, probably 2005.
Different times back then.
Oh yeah.
Different movies.
Oh yeah.
Different smell in the air.
I thought I had just kind of like scraped
Yeah.
skin, so I was all looking, where's the skin? And then my brother shot across from me and he's like, let me see that. And then he squeezed it and I realized it was just like this fine cut. And that's when I was like, oh, this is a little serious.
Were you about to pass out?
I did get all woozy.
Oh God. You don't like seeing blood?
No, it was just
I
more
don't
like
either.
the adrenaline kick up and then the adrenaline drop is when it kind of happened.
Dude, look at this scar on my finger right here. See that one?
Oh yeah.
That one. I cut it on a holiday and we were driving around trying to go to a doctor and couldn't find anybody. And then we finally went to emergency, but cut it on a glass dildo.
Oh yeah. I'd say that injuries are a lot less now. I don't drink while I'm working or anything like that. Like,
okay.
Yeah, now if anything happens, it's like mainly like primary burns, and sometimes it's just stuff that my hands are so thick to the point where I'm just like knocking off dust, and then I'm all like, oh man, that smells like fried chicken.
Yeah, I'll get the quick little burns too, and when it kind of like rains, when it rains, it pours. I get like a bunch, but I haven't for a little bit, so. All right, guys, PuffCon 25 is coming up. They got 100+ glass artists this year, live glassblowing demos. They're doing the Peak Proxy and Pivot Marketplace. It's October 4th and 5th. Tickets are selling fast, so make sure to get yours. They're available at puffcon.com. See you there.
I will say that I just started playing around with a little bit of soft glass in the hot shop. My friend Patty Clune has helped me kind of gain that experience, and she's the only reason I've had any real experience in the hot shop. But yeah, feeling that initial just like introduction of that heat, I'm all like, man, I'm so used to getting that buildup of the heat that just like intense.
Yeah, you got to adapt to that.
Yeah,
that is hot.
One of those things where I'm like, I feel a little sunburned after this.
Oh yeah, it can fry you.
Yeah.
Get glory hole tan.
But it is so fun. It's one of those things.
Have you been doing soft glass?
Crawl. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did my first cup, I think, like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sick.
We've been taking bubbles, and I've been actually doing surface drawing on the bubbles that she's prepped, and we're working on something. But
like you flame and soft glass?
Yeah, we do the surface drawing.
That's tricky.
And then she does.
Do you do it like off the hand, or do you take that to a torch and do it?
No, it's off the bubble. She's
okay, you're there with a torch. Okay, you're doing it hot on the spot.
Yeah. And then she does an overlay, and we've had about 3 different attempts, but we're not too happy with where we're at right now. Every time I'm there, it's we learn something new, and I feel that once we're happy with what we're putting out, then I'll be ready to show everyone what I've been kind of experiencing.
Sweet. So who's that artist that you're doing that with?
It's Patty Clune.
Patty Clune.
Yeah, she goes by Patty Melts.
Patty Melts.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. She works.
Where's she at?
She works out of Wheaton.
Oh, okay.
She's the assistant manager at the hot shop at Wheaton, and I've been doing volunteer spots every Sunday at Wheaton. So every here and there, I get to go and play around in the hot shop.
That's very cool. So, what's your most slept on tool? What that you?
I would say the Blast Shield graphite butter knife is probably one of my to-go-tos that I think that everyone should have on their bench.
I got one of those. Yeah, I got a fresh one and a beat one.
Yeah, I run them down to where I start actually seeing the threading from when they're
really
in.
Just from carving.
It's one of those things that when I'm doing those flips, again as I'm filling in the color, I'll use the butter knife to smoothen everything out on the surface. So I really do a lot of in-flame work with it, and I'll just run them through. So when I purchase them, I just buy them in bulk and just get the tips at this point.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Same handle. Save the handle.
Keep replacing.
Very cool. So what other kind of stuff do you do to balance your life as a glass blower?
I definitely just enjoy sometimes going to museums and catch inspirations, and I do enjoy going to seeing other people do the hot shop and work on that stuff, because I'm just so pulled in. It's so fresh to me that when I get a chance to go just to view people doing that, I'm mesmerized by the moves, and people make it look super easy and effortless, but it's all about the experience.
Yeah.
I'm sure that a lot of people can relate when they see people work when we're working, and it's just we can make it look effortless, but deep inside, every emotion.
Yeah, you're tuned in. You're laser focused on like a million things. Or a few things, anyways.
Every time I do something, my anxiety's
skyrocketed,
and I'm just focusing. And
that's what I love about glass, is that moment where nothing else matters, dude. You're like in the moment. It's make it or break it. It's like a week worth of work could hit the floor. You better, like, if you're near the end moves, it's a heart racer.
When you're working on something that you've been working on for over 2 weeks, and it is getting to the point where you're like, all right, this next move can really count or not. It's almost like you put it in the kiln between moves. I find myself pacing. And it's like, all right.
Turn the music off, listen for a second. Okay.
Try to preemptively plan out my next move in between there, so that when it comes out, I'm back at it. And even then, if something goes wrong, that moment where you're like, I need to make sure this makes
heart skipper, dude.
The
beat skipper. I love it. That's a rush. So it says here you love Coke. Why not Pepsi?
I'd say that I grew up around Coke, and I do like the flavor of Coke a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's a little, feel like the carbonation's a little more intense on it. It's got different
Does
sweetness.
Pepsi have glass bottles too?
I'm sure they do.
They do?
Yeah.
But the classic Coke bottle, dude, that's just I just had one the other day.
I have
like
one in a
big
bag
one
that I'm traveling with,
so
that I can have before I get to the airport tonight.
Nice. Like a glass bottle one.
Yeah.
Those are that's the cane sugar. But did you hear? I heard they actually are going to be like Pepsi now needs to use only cane sugar.
Really?
Or Coca-Cola. Yeah.
Oh well, that'd be great. It's just different. I think that when it comes in a glass, so you get this weird.
But it has cane sugar if it's from Mexico.
Yeah. But it's like, I don't know. I don't enjoy it in a plastic bottle.
No.
I don't enjoy it
it's
in
like
the
it
can
loses
as much, but in the glass bottle, it's just something about it. Just feels a little more clean, a little more pure. And yeah. I recently found this glass Coca-Cola bottle that was like a 1.25 liters. It's the biggest glass Coke bottle that I have ever seen.
Do you collect Coke memorabilia? No. That shit goes for a lot of money.
I'm sure.
Old stuff. Yeah.
If anything, I have interest in maybe playing around in the fire with that. My friend said that if I could put it in the furnace, that it won't burn this bacons, and I can maybe
people do that. I got one that I actually saved the bottle I had the other day because I was gonna make a dragon head or try to do it.
Yeah, no, I want to cut it, make the mouthpiece into a flared
flip it
to the bottom.
You're the flip guy, dude. Just turn things backwards and put them together. What's your favorite torch snack? Are you munching all day? You got any go-to?
I have a sweet tooth, but I've cut down a lot on the sweets recently.
Sugar's more addicting than Coke.
Yeah, I tend
like
to find
cocaine.
stuff that's a little more savory. If there is anything, I drink
Savory.
a lot of coffee.
Okay.
So if
Well, all the good
have
things.
a cup of coffee going while I'm working, I tend to be a lot happier.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it
I
is-
need one of those.
And it is funny because, you know, as you're sitting there and you're doing those drawings, you want to be as stable as possible. And I think I could go about 4 cups of coffee and not get the shakes. So it's okay.
Oh, I go like a pot to myself at least.
Once I start getting shaky, it's more almost like a spearfishing game. And you hold your breath and you're like,
Oh my God, that's how it is for me. Like I gotta lay off the coffee. So the Molten Art Classic, dude, that's always been a fun event that you've been a part of.
oh yeah.
That's a good one.
It's one of those things where
I hope Hoobs decides to put that back on one day.
Yeah.
Well-
I feel that it's like conflict of schedules with everyone that is involved.
Is that what
and
it is?
just
Yeah.
You know, it's trying to get everybody to be on the same schedule kind of goes a long way on the planning of it and everything. And feel that financially it's something that takes a lot to get going. But
Big investment from a lot of people.
oh yeah, but anytime he gives me that call, give me that call, I will be there because that is one of those moments where it's like you feel the energy off of everyone, and you know that you're making something where you're pushing way beyond what anyone is doing with borosilicate at the time. It's
It's always pushing the limits.
so many.
So
techniques that are
so it's a
being put
bunch of
into it.
artists that meet up in Huntington Beach every July 4th for not for a few years now or whatever, but then we all just go ham on a piece, and Hoobs built this sweet kiln that is a custom kiln that can slide out,
it's
and then
on
we can
tracks
it's
now.
it's on tracks.
Yeah, so
Okay,
it's
so
on
just
tracks now, and
so it's like a
right
yoke.
out.
Like for you slide it out, you work on it, and you put it back in.
And again, it's one of those things where the more you do, the more you gain experience.
Yeah, every
remember
time.
the first few ones, they were going in the kiln, picking them up, and putting them on the actual kiln.
So pushing the
Right.
limits is how you learn, and then you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will say that Hoobs is one of the guys that I have seen go so calm in times of stress and can just sit there and make things happen. And also,
Yeah, he
his
is
learning
very
experience
cool
has
as a
been
cucumber.
a growth
in the
also.
moment.
Like I remember some of the first ones, there was always like a huge checklist that we had to go through and like review and make sure that everything went well.
Oh,
And as
yeah, it's so
we've-
easy to forget moves.
Yeah, and as we've gotten through the last few, the list has been so minimal and everything seems to be going a lot smoother.
Everyone
but
learns their part,
Yeah. But
dials it in.
it's one of those things where he sets kind of like a self-confidence on what you're going to do. He tells you what he needs, and you kind of feel like, is this something that I can accomplish? And the fact that he's looking at you in your eyes and telling you, like, I need
Yeah.
this from you.
This is my
specifically.
shot. The
This is
shine.
where
Yeah.
And yeah, it's
It's
gratifying.
amazing. Yeah.
And those little side projects that we've done along the way also are just there's so much nostalgia filled into them that it's one of those things where when I go again, I'm not necessarily looking at it as something where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make this huge dollar out of. It's more the satisfaction that we're making things that nobody else
You're a
is
part of
making at
it.
that
Yeah,
time. And
it's
like
cool.
a huge movement in time for our industry.
And plus, they got the sweetest July 4th party in Huntington Beach ever I've been to. That's wild there, dude. The water balloon fights.
Oh yeah, that's great.
What was your favorite one that you did?
I'd say that the Mega Buster was one of the.
Oh,
funnest
yeah,
ones
the
that-
Kiln Buster.
The Kiln Buster was.
That
probably
one's
the-
epic.
Yeah.
That's $1 million piece.
Yeah.
That's that's insane.
And just again, the monster truck. It's so hard. How can
I
you
know
shoot
there's
this-
so many
the-
sweet
The
ones.
monster truck is so
That one came
killer
out
with
so
the
sick.
Karsten
Yeah,
skeleton
and
over it,
the big tires.
Malachius did the Carlos as the driver.
Yeah.
And the fact that those tires are all glass, everything is glass.
I know,
is
it's
just,
insane.
Yeah.
And then the spaceship station, that one just, you could look at that for hours.
Oh, yeah.
Find a new piece to look at. Very cool. Well, where do you want your work to go the next few years?
I would really like to get into actual galleries. I just had a piece go up to Ray's Contemporary in New York for
cool.
a gallery show, and if I can do more of that kind of movement,
Yeah.
is something that I'm really kind of getting a whole different feel of it. It's a whole different world, and again, making stuff that can actually go into a decorative piece or something like that would be something that I'm more interested in. As I do volunteer work at Wheaton Arts, they have a shop there that I get to sell work, and they don't do any functional or anything like that.
Oh,
so
cool.
to make pieces that are just on the meaning, I did this seraphim with a kinetic eye that has its display piece.
Whoa,
and everything.
that's for this show?
No, that one actually,
Oh.
I made it, but it doesn't have a smoking function to it. It was, again, one of those things I just wanted to get out of my system. And as I did, I was really stoked on the outcome of it. And I had it on the shelf at the studio for a minute, and I was like getting a lot of kids coming in saying like, this is amazing. But again, I feel that it takes a certain someone to kind of want that piece in their collection. Well, I asked Wheaton if they were interested in having it in their gift shop, and amazingly, within a month, that piece found a home to
No
a
way.
collector that they have
Oh,
that
wow.
frequents and really studies her collection and it's everything like that. So
That's awesome.
it's one of those things that,
Yeah,
I know
you're
that
exposing it to
I
a new
can-
market
yeah,
too.
Yeah, and again, the more you kind of feel that you can step into, it's one of those things where you realize that like you don't have to make everything a pipe, and that it has its own meaning just on the medium
Yeah.
and the craft, and
Just for
bringing
looking
it-
at.
yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. I believe that, dude. Like, I do that quite often, actually. Like, make some non-functionals. I just dropped some work at Corning, like 11 pieces that were non-functional.
Nice.
Wow, dude. Well, what keeps you inspired to keep on pushing in the glass world?
The fact that I keep learning.
It's
There's one of those things where you can't know it all, and you can definitely focus in on a technique, but it has so much to offer that you just it's endless. It forever gives. As we were saying, I've been working with Paul recently, and we have done a few of the encased stuff. He wants to create like a whole new category in the borosilicate collector base with kind of doing these kind of introduction of or translation of his botanical stuff in borosilicate. And we're not necessarily using the pickup kiln. We're actually building them from the center out as if they were Marini. But instead of just being able to see the image on the face, as you're building and having all the crystal kind of clear in between everything, you get a full view of everything as you start building out. So it goes from the center and then all the way out to the steeples. And
So it's quite 3D, three-dimensional when you're
yeah.
looking at it.
Oh, yeah. And as he was showing me this technique, my mind immediately went, as glass does tend to transfer one technique into another. I was all like, oh my God, this is exactly like making Marini, only that I get to
Totally.
see everything. And yeah, it's one of those
3D Marini.
Oh yeah. And
Yeah, that'd be cool little marble to do it like that, or just whatever. Yeah.
yeah, building the bees and everything and using all the clear as part of the sculpture is something that it does kind of take a little bit of learning to work with negative space in that aspect. But once you can fully encase something and it's fully three-dimensional and it's not just an implosion where you're then dealing with some distortions of things and you're going with the mercy of where the implosion goes.
So how do you prevent air bubbles when you're like adding all the clear material?
So as you add clear in between. As you can see in between my fingers, there's this little kind of canal.
Yeah, like
So
yep.
if I
That's where I
add
would
the
catch an air
clear-
bubble.
Yeah, so as long as I leave an opening and work the flame from one end to the other, I can push that air out. So as I'm building, I'm pushing any air out before I add another stroke and just fully melting everything in as I go along.
Okay, so it's
But-
all kind of spreading out.
Yeah.
The sharp edge keeps
yeah.
going.
Yeah, and sometimes I do trap an air bubble.
Yeah,
I'm
but that's
a
okay.
human.
It's a hype bubble, dude.
Little
It's one of those
moments trap.
bumblebee air bubbles. Like, oh man. Well, are you? Do you have a website or how would people find your work?
I don't have a website. It's something that I do need to work on.
Instagram?
But Instagram is definitely a good way to reach me. Or
And what are some are you in some galleries you're saying too? Can we shout them out?
So I am in a lot of shops
Shops.
that are out.
Okay. Where would one go to find a nice spread of your work?
I believe Peace of Mind has some good stuff.
Peace
of
of
mine.
Mind.
There's Uncle Stu's out in Illinois has a lot of my work. There's Ziggy's has a lot of my work.
Ziggy's. Shout out Ziggy's.
Then if you go to Wheaton Arts, their shop has a lot
The
of
gift
my
shop
work.
out there?
Yeah,
Oh,
at
nice.
Wheaton Arts.
Very cool.
And
And what is your Instagram?
my Instagram is Rocko Glass.
Rocko
It's,
Glass. That's nice and easy.
ROCKO Glass, all one word.
All right, for any younger artists listening out there, what's one thing you wish someone had told you early on? Is there like a game changer tip that you wish you would have known? Like I'm learning things just like it feels like a few months ago about snapping Marinis on the wheel. So I was doing it differently.
I mean, I would say that, you don't necessarily immediately catch this on. This is a medium that does take a lot of practice. Don't give up on something because you didn't get it right away.
Yeah.
If you're not ready to show the world what you're working on until you're happy, you just hold on to it, give it to a family member or, see your own progress. But, just keep at it. And the more hours you have behind the torch is the more you're going to improve. Be patient. Don't just slam things against the wall when they go awry or dump it in your little can, your crack off can. Actually view it and see where it went wrong. It could be something as minimal as just like a tiny angle or something that wasn't fully melted in. But if you take that and smash it, you won't learn.
You don't
from
have
it.
the evidence
You
to
won't
investigate.
So
Every loss is a learning experience for me now.
Oh, yeah.
And you got to think about why that happens.
So
sometimes
to be patient and just keep at it. It's one of those things that, I would say just don't give up.
Yeah, that's great advice. Don't give up.
Yeah.
I love it, man. Well, dude, thank you so much for coming in on the pod today.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you, brother.
Hey.
All right. Well, I can't wait to make some more work with you coming up soon. Hopefully we can schedule that in one day. And
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I've always enjoyed the studio.
Maybe we can, that one that has the skull, you can just map it up and I'll turn that into a
some
giraffe.
surface drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember the tattoo piece? That was sick,
That
dude.
was a good one.
I love it. All right, man. Okay. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Oh yeah.
Later. See you guys. All right. Thanks for tuning in to the Robertson Stash Podcast, brought to you by WNC CBD. If you want to support us, please hit the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We want to hear from you. So if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to reach out. Hit the website, hit the link. We'll see you next time.